All right, good evening, everyone. As you can tell, we're here at a scene here in DeKalb County. It's unfortunate that today, in two different instances, I am coming before the media with Chief Schierbaum talking about acts of gun violence in our region, in our city. And I'm thankful for the partnerships that we have here. We have DeKalb County, we have Gwinnett County, GSP, and of course, Georgia State Patrol, and of course, the Atlanta Police Department here. My heart goes out to the family of the one individual that is deceased at this time. My heart also goes out to the individuals that had to endure this frightening journey across multiple jurisdictions this evening that was on this bus here. And also earlier today, we had individuals at the Peachtree Center Mall downstairs at the food court that were shot by another individual. So today has been a very active day. But let me be clear, we're talking about gun violence that is as a result of too many people having guns in their hands. When Chief explains to you that one of the individuals had 11 arrests and another one had 19 arrests, you're talking about people that should not have been on the streets with guns. I think mental health is going to play a role in some of this, but you're talking about too many guns in the hands of individuals that should not have guns. Too many guns on our streets, too many guns in our homes, too many guns in our schools and buses, etc. And so this is clearly an indication that something and more needs to be done. It doesn't stop at one jurisdiction, as you've seen today. This individual has held someone a driver at gunpoint across multiple jurisdictions. And so we all have to say enough is enough when it comes to too many people having guns in their hands and using them in violence. And so today I'm just thankful for the speedy work of all of these law enforcement agents that we have here. I've spoken to a lot of the county leadership about their efforts and also to Governor Kemp about the efforts of Georgia State Patrol. And I'm thankful for the men and women of the Atlanta Police Department and all these agencies here that minimized what could have been even more dangerous. So again, to those families, my heart goes out to you, and I hope that those individuals that had to endure that frightening journey as we all watched, I hope that that they can get some rest and that they will be comforted in knowing that all of these law enforcement agencies are working together to bring that to an end. And so now I'll turn it over to Chief Schierbaum as he'll give more details about this critical incident.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate your leadership today. I also want to thank our partners at the DeKalb County Police Department, Chief Ramos, Chief Smith over at Gwinnett, and thank you, Captain Major, for your assistance from Georgia State Patrol. As we were concluding the briefing a short while ago in downtown Atlanta of the shooting at the Peachtree Center Mall, our 911 center at about 4:30 received a report of an emergency on a bus that was at 45 Ivan Allen Boulevard in the city. An officer arrived about 1 minute later when he confronted the perpetrator that then forced the bus driver to drive off. Our initial call was of a gunman on the bus that was holding hostages, and possibly there had been a discharge of a weapon. That was the initial 911 call. That call disconnected, and so officers were following the bus at that time. Then we received a 911 call from a family member of an occupant of the bus saying he was receiving text messages that there had been a hijacking and that individuals were being held hostage against their will. And then a short time later, we received another 911 call, also from the bus. And that line remained open for the entire time, including the termination that you see behind me by the local law enforcement partners. It was that information that our call takers and dispatchers were hearing that was fed initially to the Atlanta Police Department, and then to the Georgia State Patrol, and then our partners at Gwinnett and DeKalb County to craft an end of this hostage situation that played out today, that you all carried live on the news. There were 17 individuals on the bus, including the bus driver. Unfortunately, as the mayor has stated, one individual has died of injuries which we believe to be a gunshot wound. This is going to be a joint investigation by the Atlanta Police Department as well as from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. We currently do have in custody a 39-year-old Joseph Greer. Last known address was Stone Mountain, Georgia. There's a common theme here from what happened earlier today. Mr. Greer is a convicted felon, 19 prior arrest cycles that appear to be armed with a handgun, and that use that handgun on citizens on the bus behind us. I again want to thank the Georgia State Patrol, Gwinnett County, and DeKalb County You saw the collective effort and dedication of law enforcement working today to save lives, to rescue hostages, to make sure this ended. And then, who we rarely seen, the 911 call takers and dispatchers that remained on the line, relaying information to see this come to a resolution. And I want to again thank the men and women of the Atlanta Police Department. You stayed in the chase all the way here. You're behind me investigating this crime with our GBI partners, and you continue to investigate back in the city. I always see the work that you all do. I'm going to turn over now to Captain Burns from the Georgia State Patrol, who can give more information regarding the efforts undertaken by that agency once the Atlanta Police Department handed off to them when the pursuit entered into Gwinnett County. Captain.
So I'm going to be very brief, basically because this investigation, it's still under investigation, so we can't say a whole lot at this time. But we did receive a call for assistance from the Atlanta Police Department, and we did send troopers to assist with the pursuit of this bus. But again, I really can't go into a lot of details beyond that just because this is still under investigation. But we're thankful to work with all of our partners in the Metro Atlanta area, and we're just thankful to be to assist them in every way that we can. Like I said, it's still under investigation, so we can't really provide a lot of details about it. Thank you.
We'll open up for questions. However, please follow these instructions. We'll start on this end and come down. We know everyone wants questions to be answered, and we want to do this orderly. Channel 5.
So was the bus disabled, or did the guy just surrender on his own accord, and what led up to that?
So the bus was disabled. Our Bearcat was positioned to strategically keep it from going any direction, and at that point, that's when the passengers started unloading themselves off the bus.
Candace?
Can you talk about what led up to this? I know you talked about his prior history. Was there an altercation? Is this domestic? You mentioned mental health. I don't know if that was the other one.
Shirley, we don't know yet. There was some misinformation that was floating around that this was connected to the shooting at Peachtree Center Mall. We do not believe that is accurate. The individual may have been in the vicinity, but is in no way involved in that incident. But he did board the bus a close proximity away. When you see something this drastic, this irrational, I think mental health has to be looked at. But we certainly know the common theme was a convicted felon possessing a firearm that should not have been.
Nick?
Chief Mayor, what a day in Atlanta. Just talk on and speak on what you guys were talking about earlier. One of the biggest cities in America, and to have not one but two major national grabbing headline days, moments during this day.
Yeah, this is not the day that you sign up for. This is not the day that Atlantans nor anybody in our region wants to have happen, where you have two critical incidents where shootings occur. This one could have been worse with that many people on the bus. I was in the room of the public safety headquarters listening to this coordination between Gwinnett, DeKalb, the Georgia State Patrol, and the Atlanta Police Department, our 911 operators, trying to navigate what was a gunman with a gun to the head of a bus driver saying, "Don't stop this bus, or else worse will happen." This is the type of thing that obviously no one it seems like the movies. And ultimately, they brought this issue to an end. Unfortunately, we'll figure out what happened to the individual that is unfortunately deceased. We don't know exactly all the circumstances, and that's up to the law enforcement individuals to dig deep and do the investigation. But I'm also, as remorseful and sad I am that somebody lost their life, I'm also thankful that this trained group of individuals that were very coordinated were able to make sure that more people weren't injured or killed in this instance. And then going to earlier today in a place of business where folks are down there getting a late lunch. They're just going about their business, and then an individual shoots three people. And I'm just thankful that Atlanta Police Department is in coordination with Peachtree Center, and that within less than a minute, an Atlanta police officer was able to shoot the suspect and bring him down. Both of these individuals still had guns on them when they were arrested. One with 11 arrest cycles, one with 19 arrest cycles. Both of them had guns in their possession. So that tells you, one, that guns are in the hands of folks that shouldn't have them. A person that's been arrested 11 times, a felon, and another 19 times, this is a problem. And so, you know, but going back to a day in Atlanta, no mayor, no chief, no, you know, sheriff, nobody wants to have a day like this. But I do want the men and women of the Metro Atlanta region to know that you're in safe hands, that law enforcement is on the case, that we are coordinated, we work together, and that the crime is down overall, violent crime is down. So this day is not indicative of all the days of the city of Atlanta, but this is the day we'll never forget, and this is unfortunate.
One more question for investigators. You got a lot of families who are waiting on their loved ones right now. Any idea when they'll be able to reunite with them after this crazy afternoon?
We're working very quickly to do that. They have valuable information that we need. We are caring for them, making sure they're getting food and water and have a safe and comfortable place to be. So be patient, and as soon as we can get that reunification going, it will occur. No timeline right now, but as quickly as we can make it happen.
Do you have an ID on the victim, and can you give us the status of the bus driver?
Certainly, we're not going to release the name of the victim at this point, so family notification can occur. Right now, the bus driver, as you can imagine, is shooken up. He's been through a very harrowing experience. And just his commitment to the passengers on board, I think, will be noted later at the appropriate time. But I think he's also a hero today, as he was in a very dangerous situation that played out.
Are there cameras on the bus? Anything else that can help out with this investigation? And what are the next steps?
And we'll be determining that. Any recording devices that were on board will certainly be part of the investigation. We are just a couple hours into this, so that will play out as the days progress.
Do you know at what point the suspect opened fire? Was it right here? Was it back in Atlanta?
We're determining that, sir. Yeah, we're going through the open lines. There were some gaps, obviously, between the first 911 call and the second one that we actually had clarity. So there's some gaps in there. We don't know exactly when it played out.
How was the bus disabled?
I think there was a variety of efforts that were underway. Chief Ramos, I don't know if you want to speak to that, but there are a variety of efforts.
Well, at the last notice we had so the tires were balding on one side of the bus. As you see, it's leaning towards the right. So we were able to position our Bearcat to keep it from moving any further, thus allowing the bus to be immobilized.
So the bus went off the road, and that's when it stopped?
Yes, sir.
And I know you said the incidents were not related at all. Were any of the suspects related? There are rumors floating around social media that maybe the gunman on this bus and the gunman at the hub were related. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, we've heard the same rumors. Right now, we do not believe that is the case. Of course, if we determine that to be true, we'll let everyone know. But as we stand here at the moment, that just appears to be a rumor that is not substantiated in any way.
All right, thank you everyone for any updates. They will be posted on the Atlanta Police Department's website in the news section. And you can send those questions to our Public Affairs Unit. Anything related to this incident right here, as far as the accident here, will go to DeKalb County. But everything else will need to go to the Atlanta Police Department. You can also loop in GSP for any questions. Thank you.